Welcome back. This is the second segment. Fabian Nas is still together with Dr. Aswami. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much for coming. Yeah. So formal lah. Thank you, sir. All that. Vice President Cybersecurity Responsive Services. Yeah. Thank you for coming to talk to us a little bit about cybersecurity.
Thank you.
And also maybe later on during the show you can talk a little bit about the ATM breach. But for now, let's get to know a little bit about cybersecurity first. Maybe you can tell us a bit about yourself, what you do, and also cybersecurity.
Okay, thank you. I'm Dr. Aswami Arifin.
Okay.
I'm from the Cybersecurity Responsive Division.
Okay.
Basically, I'm in charge of Digital Forensics Department, and also Malaysian Computer Emergency Response Team. Okay. In short, is MySET. MySET.
Okay.
So, Cybersecurity Malaysia is an agency under MOSTI. We being officially launched in 2007 by the Prime Minister.
Right.
So. Basically, we are in charge to monitor the national e-security, issues, and at the same time we provide very specialized services, and also we look in possible areas that would be detrimental to the country.
Right. So cyber threats. Let's talk about that. What is it like in Malaysia, or how is it like? Is it very threatening? Is it somewhere in the middle, or is it good security that we're having here?
I would say generally is okay. There's no major issue.
Okay.
But it's our vision to reduce the cyber threat itself, and also the consequential damages.
Okay.
So from time to time we are able to provide computer security advisories.
Okay.
So as to assist the Malaysian internet users.
Right. Yeah. And you're talking internet users about end users, or basically enterprise users, or you're talking about only
we cover because as I said earlier that is for the nation.
Okay.
So it covers the public, the internet users, and also governmental organizations.
So in general, Malaysians, we all were very afraid somebody might just come and rob you of your jewelry or whatever you have with you, your handphone and all that kind of things. But are they ignorant about, from your point of view and experience working in cybersecurity, are they ignorant of cybersecurity, or basically their safety online?
Probably it's a mixture, but I would say that they are not totally ignorant.
Okay.
It's just that the level of the cyber threat sophistication is getting more complex over the time.
Okay.
So it's our call to be able to provide the awareness and at the same time doing case analysis.
Right. So earlier on I was talking to Victor about the Shellshock or aka the bash bug.
Yeah.
What's your comment on that? It's something new, and from what I read, Trend Micro actually detected it a week after they actually found it, right? What for yourself, or what's your comment for
the vulnerability itself is it has been there for a while. It's just being detected only last month.
Okay.
So it's a software bug that we as a computer security practitioner to be able to detect the vulnerability and to be able to tell the public that this is the vulnerability. Then you have to take precaution steps in order to patch the system.
All right.
Yeah.
So we have some pictures that are rolling on screen right now, and these are just some of things that we're trying to explain to you watching at home. What's the Shellshock, or aka the bash bug incident here? Cybersecurity Malaysia, as we know that you're aware of this particular problem.
Yep.
What's the steps that you are taking to address this or create the awareness?
As soon as we know about this vulnerability, Cybersecurity Malaysia through MySET, we provide the advisories to tell the public that this is the problem, how the system is going to be affected, the threats, and most importantly to be able to provide recommendation in order to patch the vulnerability.
Right. Yeah. And currently, as Victor earlier on said, that there is a temporary patch, and there is also a permanent patch which the OS or operating system creators supposed to be doing it, right?
Yeah.
So maybe any specific statistics you can actually provide us based on what you can share about the Shellshock vulnerability.
As far as Malaysian is concerned, we have not received any case with respect to Shellshock vulnerability. But we are keeping, a bird's eye on it. We are monitoring the situation and will be able to provide, the response or the assistance immediately.
All right, my cert is working together with, sorry, just before we go on further, my cert is working together with MOSTI, which is under MOSTI.
We are an agency under MOSTI.
Now, you'll be working together with all the security companies, guys like Trend Micro and all these other security companies, right? Moving forward, right, how do you, do they detect this type of vulnerability first, or does cybersecurity finds it first? Because end of the day, you're talking about a nationwide kind of coverage, right?
Basically, we have a security community. It doesn't matter who detected it first, because we have all those feeds. Immediately, if the vulnerability is being detected, we share the information, and most importantly, we take action immediately to provide advisory, so that the public or the enterprise, the users, will be able to understand and immediately take action to patch it.
Right. Okay, since you have a working relationship with the guys earlier, the Trend Micro guys, maybe you can tell us a little bit about your working relationship. How does it work two ways for Trend Micro and yourself?
We really appreciate the industry, especially from antivirus company, to come to us to provide the technology, to provide the inputs, so that we are able to respond as soon as possible. So it's not just limited to certain organization, but as I said earlier, that we need to have a community to work as a team together in order to fight against cyber threats.
So we have 29 million people. They are using. They are in Malaysia, actually coming to close to 30 million already. According 29 according to the last census person that came in. But how many are they using actually the computer? They're going to be more than how many percent of Malaysians are using this? You know why? Because I'm going to ask you a question based on online transactions. There are certain people that are still skeptical. People like Gerard is a bit skeptical of using online application. He may be using a smartphone, but he may not transfer accounts, banking details. He'd rather go to the ATM or straight to the bank still. So are there ways to address, from your end, are there ways to address guys like him, the small niche market? Because as we do away with checks, as we do away with so many electronical things, right? Is there a collaboration with the banks, the security companies, and yourself to ensure that transactions are safe for the people that has that kind of mindset?
We have a forum between us to share what needs to be done in terms of security. But most importantly, we are not saying that we do not leverage the ICT. We must leverage, we must use it, but at the same time to be able to have the awareness on the security, so that as a user, you know what the do's and don'ts, and to take precaution. For example, like if you see any anomalies, something is totally quite different, or in a layman's word is funny, then immediately you have to approach a certain organization. In this case, that you can approach Cybersecurity Malaysia, because we provide the platform to be able to give advice. If you have something in your thoughts that this might not be right, so you must approach us, then we will be able to advise you the do's and don'ts, what not to do. This is very important.
And moving forward from what you actually say, so the banks have introduced things like TAC system, which has been working very well. There are certain banks that have this little dongle device where you press and six numbers will come out, which is so far, according to news reports, provides excellent security. Would it be under your agency's jurisdiction to be actually implementing either or do away with the TAC, or implement another new step or device for moving forward?
We do not enforce. It is entirely up to the financial institution to implement their own system. But we have a forum to be able to lend our assistance, to provide some kind of inputs with regard to security, and then from these meetings they will be able to understand understand better.
So that means you have guys from the industry, which is guys like the antivirus guys coming in with the financial institution, which are enterprise users, to fix this particular problem. Now, earlier on a 2 minutes news earlier, we heard reports that it was like a SIM card kind of thing. Maybe you can run us through, because when news, we just read what is told to us. You are there and you kind of know how it works inside out, right? The most of the thing. I mean, basic trilogy of what actually happened. No, maybe you can run us through a little bit.
I'm not at the liberty to explain everything, because
no, just go the surface. How it works and all that, and how could this possible breach happen? That's all.
As long as with regard to technology, it's a cat and mouse game. Where you need to understand where your system stands. If it's an old version, so you must be able to patch it up, so that there's no opportunity for the cyber criminals to take on.
I'm just a bit curious, because what I was told is that all systems are still running on things like Windows XP. Windows 98. The craziest part is Windows 98. I've still seen it on ATM systems. I've still seen it, and a lot of I understand why there's no migration, because once you migrate, there's certain data that could be lost, certain transactions that could be lost,
and also cost,
and it's got cost, and then all the kind of things. We totally understand, right? But do you think there is a need to upgrade systems?
Of course,
right?
Of course. If not, cases pop up, cyber threats, there is opportunities. So it's a call for us.
This is just ultimately a point of view. It's just a question that it's just running through my head. To upgrade the system, is it more expensive, or to maintain the current system and have firewalls around it, or build a system around it? Which is more expensive?
Most probably to upgrade the system.
Upgrade the system is more expensive. It's more critical, and that's the reason.
But it's a must.
It's a must.
Eventually, you have to do it.
I would like to at least for once, we would like to hear it from the person that's expert in this situation, where we want to know why the reason. A lot of people are not too, or a lot of institutions are not too happy upgrading the system. At least now we know that it is very expensive cost. We're looking at maybe tripling operational costs. At that certain point of time, right? Totally understand. Right, Doctor, thank you very much for coming in the morning to talk to us. Maybe what we can do is we can actually bring you part of your other team to come in once this deal is sorted out. This police case is closed. We can come in and go through the details of what actually happened, because that's what they do. Security companies, once they close the case, court case filed, finished, decisions made, and they come out and just say that this was what happened. This is the timeline. Maybe your agency could actually help us do that, so we as the public could understand things like this, and we could take precaution to avoid it, right?
It's our responsibility to share the once we have done the analysis, and we could provide feedbacks in terms of technology. Right.
So thank you again, Doctor, for coming on the show. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to have Jeratnam with our another guest. Stay tuned.